Two types of asset. You've got your armoured asset here and infantry assets. You can tell which ones are which by the silhouette on the actual counter. An armoured asset has an armoured attack value, and it has an anti-tank value, whereas an infantry asset has an attack, a defence and an anti-tank value. Assets cannot move on their own. They are assigned to units. You can have up to 3 assets assigned to a division and up to 1 asset onto a regiment or a brigade. Infantry assets don't have steps and they don't get fatigued. Armoured assets don't get fatigued, but they do have a step loss if you turn them over. There's a reduced side. Assets can only be moved around under certain circumstances. Usually they'll have to go directly to a depot. The only other way is if they are destroyed and go via the UN reconstitution track or arrive as North Korean reinforcements. Okay, during the asset transfer segment of the action phase, assets can be moved from combat units to depots so long as those depots are in primary or secondary command range. If they're not, you can't do it. During this segment you can transfer as many assets as you want, and a depot can hold as many assets as it wants. Assets held at a depot can neither move nor attack, but their defence and anti-tank values may be used if an enemy attacks that hex. In the operations segment, if a parent combat unit is destroyed and an asset remains alone in a hex, it can be transferred to a depot that's in primary or secondary command range. If not, it's eliminated. Eliminated UN assets will go into the UN reconstitution process on the track. They'll arrive as destroyed units and then they can be reconstituted and made available. North Korean assets which are destroyed go into the pool and can be returned to the map as reinforcements. During the marker segment, if like a depot is removed, its assets can be transferred to another depot in primary or secondary command range, and if there isn't one, they are eliminated. During an amalgamation operation, you may find that you have excess assets. These can be moved to depots within primary or secondary command range, or they are eliminated. Reassignment of assets. This is where the asset moves from the depot to the combat unit. All the other examples I've described are units, the assets going to the depot. Now, this movement from depot to unit occurs during the asset reassignment segment of the action phase. You can reassign assets to friendly combat units which were in primary or secondary command range. Assets in the GHQ box and UN operate slightly different. They don't have to be assigned to a unit while they're in this box. You can freely move them around when they are in the box, but the limit remains the same, so only 3 to a division or 1 to a regiment. During the asset transfer segment, UN assets occupying the box, GHQ reserve box, may be transferred to friendly depots on the map so long as that depot is within a primary or secondary command range of a UN controlled port.